What's up guys, it's Synergy here with another epic video, so sit down, relax and enjoy your stay. So in today's video I actually decided to do something completely different, and since this channel is so dead it doesn't really matter what I do anymore. But since I got over 61,000 views on my thumbnail tutorial, which is the most viewed video on my channel, and so many people have been asking for other like Photoshop tutorials, and I know a lot of you guys, or well, I know some of my subscribers are actually very interested in graphics design and all that stuff, and I've actually done some like logos, banners and stuff like that for many of my subscribers for free. Over time I also did stuff for other YouTubers, for myself, just practicing in general, stuff like that, you know. And I don't know why so many people wanted me to do stuff for them, since I actually really sucked back then. Maybe I was being critical or something, but today we're going to be looking at like when I first started doing graphics design, when I first was learning to use Photoshop. We're going to be looking at all of like the really old stuff I made. So I'm pretty sure a lot of the stuff I actually made for people is literally all on my computer. I haven't deleted it. So back when Leafy was blowing up, I actually made them 4 different banners because he actually asked for them. I thought I would make one, see like if it's any good, you know, see if maybe he picks it. And I don't know who's he picked, because he's one of them YouTubers when he says something but then he just doesn't really talk to his fans, and he might announce something and then just completely forget about it. So I don't really know what happened, but here are the 4 banners I made. It was in the morning, I was just sitting on my bed and I spent quite a few hours making these, and well, they are terrible. I knew it looked bad back then, okay? I was trying, but I was like, I can't get it to look any better. So the second one, still pretty bad in it. Yeah, I was trying to be like creative, but it didn't really work out. Maybe without him in the middle it would have been better, but that's still not like an amazing banner, you know. The last one, it's a bit better, you know. It's got like this little cartoon style. It's got positive vibes on here, so yeah, this one's not like super terrible, but still. So this one was actually me just practicing, and you might see right here where my mouse is, I actually put my old YouTube name, which was Synergy Warlord. Damn, this was really long time ago. This is Grind, a DLC map from BO2, and as you may know, there's actually some sort of logo here. I can't remember what it is, but there's some sort of logo, and I erased that and put my name on it at a certain angle, so it looks like as if it's actually meant to belong there. Right, so this I actually made about 2 weeks ago. I'm starting to design for people, you know, and they will actually pay me. It's on a website, and someone asked for something like this, which was like the Dutch A, I think it was Dutch. It's meant to look like a lighthouse, so I made this, and the name of the brand or whatever is Blaverland. These are like little waves. That's basically the logo I made. I was going to show something else, but I realized that it's new, and we're all about the old stuff here. So yeah, this was like a really old banner. It wasn't actually bad, to be fair. And as you can see, proud member of Darkness Pub Stomping, it still has my old name on it, and then I've changed my name and I edited the banner to this. Yeah, I got kicked out of the clan as well. I was seeing that happening. It's actually pretty good, except like the text just doesn't fit in my opinion. It's big and I didn't really know where to put it. Like something's here on the side, something's here in the corner, and it just doesn't look right. Here was like an old logo I made, which is meant to look like a 3DS, which, well, not a 3DS like a Nintendo 3DS, but it was meant to look like a 3D letter S with like bits falling out of it. And I mean, it's okay, I guess. I don't really do 3D stuff. I only had it for about a month, and you know, it's pretty decent, but it's really simple. I know there's some people watching this that remember all this, so you're a real OG. This was when I was first starting out YouTube, didn't know anything about graphics design, and I made stuff like this. I know, it's so like 2009. Now here's the banner. It hasn't really got the black lines, but just imagine the top and bottom don't exist. I think I have this from 30 to 300 subscribers. Well, I think it was 500. I think I actually changed up my channel when I was at 500 subs, which was the banners I shown you earlier. And this wasn't made on Photoshop, this was made on GIMP. Here was my outro screen, and this was my logo, which as you can see, nothing really matches too much. Wait, no, this was my logo for that banner. This was like the earlier one. So here's actually a few thumbnail templates I did. I mean, a lot of these are like different packs, you know. There's a lot of different Call of Duty ones, Advanced Warfare, BO2, Ghosts. There's a GTA 5 one. CSGO one, and there's just in general like different graphics packs that I can use to make stuff, you know. But here is 7 different thumbnail templates I've made. Alright, it's on the big screen now, but I'm actually liking this. This would be still a thumbnail I would make now. Like, I mean, it's not my style right now, but I wouldn't mind having these kind of thumbnails on my channel. These are pretty good, you know. Maybe I would have changed the top text to like a kind of silvery color. That would look better. It's more of like a character one, you know, the specialists. This is really blurred out. It's like spinning. I believe I put like a spin effect on it. I can't remember what it's called, but you know, that's what it looks like. Oh yeah, this is for the free run mode. Could definitely make them a lot better now, but this isn't like terrible. This one's pretty good. Like, it's a little black and white one. If you're playing, you just have Black Ops 3 on the top, and maybe this is for like live gameplays. You know, you have a short title here, some particles here, like a nice overlay. The lighting's pretty good on this one. I rate this thumbnail. This is a pretty good thumbnail. Now here is for zombies. As you can see, these white parts are basically the parts that won't show up on YouTube, because YouTube is of course white unless you have plugins and stuff which makes the website black or something, but usually it's white, so the thumbnail will be like a cool shape. I made it this color, but of course it doesn't have to be this color. You just change the hue yourself and it will be a different color, like any color you want. As you can still see the number of bullets along the gun and stuff, because I believe this was before Black Ops 3 came out, or just no, I think it was like right after it came out, so there was no like I had to cut this out, and it's not really a bad cutout. Like, I cut it out pretty decently. Yeah, this is for like gameplays for like clans, this type of thumbnail style, you know. This is a really good thumbnail in my opinion, you know. I mean, I'm not going to be explaining it, but you can see this is probably one of the better ones. Now, GFX work for other people. This is like a little grungy type of feel, you know, it's pretty dark. I like the font. Now, these are like the types of thumbnails I usually make. I wanted to put this face like more of an overlay, but the guy didn't really want that. I make this for another YouTuber, and actually some of my subscribers found me through his description, because I'm always in his description because I make most of his thumbnails. A really old banner. That was before I was even putting the lines on top. I don't know why I didn't put them, but here are some other thumbnails I make for the same person. Some of these are pretty old. Oh, Chasm. This was a channel. I was the graphics designer for this channel. It was meant to be like a whole group of people, and it was, but then it like separated. Some people quit, some people didn't have time. You know, some people like in college and stuff and they couldn't do it, but yeah, we had a few videos up on there. I can't remember if any of my videos actually were on it, because we only made a few, and yeah, stopped after a couple of weeks. This was when I had my old name, so this was well over a year ago. As you can see, this was at the start of BO3. Chasm sounds, it looks bad, I know. Alright, so I ran out of space on my camera, just deleted a few clips, and I've got 16 minutes more left. So let's get... What was that? So let's get right back into it. I know this banner looks really bad, okay, but that's what he wanted. He was one of the people, basically the leader of this group. Really wanted me to have this kind of medieval type of thing, and so many times I told him, like, some of the stuff he was telling me to do, I was just like, it doesn't work, okay? This was over a year ago, and I believe I was already using Photoshop. I was starting, and I still knew a lot of those things, like, it just doesn't work, okay? It will look really bad. Leave it up to the designer, just leave it to the designer to do it. I think he's know what he's doing, you know? I mean, maybe I wasn't super experienced, you know, but I still knew more than him. Like, anyone can tell this looks really bad, but whatever, I just did what he wanted. This is a subscriber I made a thumbnail for. Once again, pretty bad. I did it really quick. He was begging for it. Here's another thumbnail for Chasm. Here's a thumbnail I made for a subscriber, and you know, this doesn't actually look terrible. I thought it was a lot worse than this, but you know, I was going for that really basic type of feel, and it doesn't look terrible, but I think I could definitely do some improvements. Here's some more simple thumbnails for GTA and stuff like that. A thumbnail on how to join FaZe, and I used up the FaZe logo for the F, you know. Alright, so I remember when Keemstar wanted a new Twitter header, right? And I basically made him this. That was when I was trying to join Thrust Nation, and that was one of his things, so I put Thrust Nation on there. I actually thought I did a better job on this, but apparently not. This was like the time when I was starting, and I could only do like a certain amount of styles, like only maybe 1 or 2 different styles. I wasn't good with trying new stuff. Here's like a rainbow type of thing I did for a subscriber once again. That's what he wanted, that's what I did with my triangle style here that I used up, that I always used in old thumbnails. And the banners actually. I really like those triangles, you know. Illuminati confirmed. Here's a logo I made. Here's another thumbnail I made for a subscriber actually. This was like a one-time thing. Alright, and here is some thumbnails I actually made for Chasm. Not all of them were actually used. Some of them I was trying new styles, like some people like them, some thought it maybe won't stand out as well, maybe it doesn't fit the theme or whatever. I actually really like this, but it doesn't really, I guess the text doesn't stand out as much if you're looking at the thumbnail, but it's colourful still, you know. I think I took inspiration from Face Kitty's thumbnails. I think he does them. Maybe it's another Face member, I'm not exactly sure, but he does this kind of thing. Not exactly like this, but I believe there's some sort of colour and then there's like text in the middle. It's very simple, so I kind of took some inspiration of that and kind of did it in my own way. It looks different, and I could have made the drop shadow a lot smaller. Maybe the stroke bigger. That would have looked better, and did some sort of background. And I don't like how the like image is going behind the S. It doesn't look good, so I would have probably just cut some of it out or did something else, you know. Going through all of these really old designs, I'm realizing like how I could have improved. I used like a lot of different packs for this. This is the thumbnail I did the most over and over again. And actually, there was no theme for thumbnails, okay? Basically, each one had to be completely different, so that's probably why, if you're confused. Why should you start? This is probably like the worst one. I used like this kind of style from before, but I'm obviously very good at it, yeah? Okay, so when I was doing my rebrand, which you may recognize this logo, I made the 2D version of this before I made the 3D version of this. But then I realized the 3D would be better, or I would prefer a 3D version, and I decided to stick with it. Maybe it wasn't the best. I did it in Photoshop and not Cinema 4D. I chose some sort of font, cut up some parts of the letters, made them shorter, made them longer, just to make it look better apparently. Either way guys, that's been about it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I know it's something completely different to what I would usually do, but I would really appreciate if you guys left a like on this video, share this video around. We're getting close to 2,000 subscribers, so I would want to reach that before we switch channels, as I said before. Yeah, I guess that's been about it guys. I've got 1 minute left on my camera, so I gotta do this outro quick, but that's been about it. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you're new, make sure you subscribe to the squad, and I'll see you guys in my next video.
It ain't my fault. Just made me trip, fall and land on your lap. Starting bad boy smooth.